In order to tell if two three-dimensional figures are similar to each other, we're going to match up all of the dimensions that were given and see if they all simplify to the same thing. This is the exact same thing we did with two-dimensional figures. We're just checking basically for a scale factor. Do all our corresponding sides or dimensions simplify to the same thing? If so, they're similar. If not, they're not. So with the two pairs of cylinders, I can see that the heights of the two figures are 16 and 10. The fraction 16 over 10 simplifies to 8 over 5. So that's great, but that doesn't really tell me anything until I match up the other dimensions. I'm also given the radius of these two cylinders. 7 over 4 does not simplify, so I can see that I do not have the same ratio. Those two are not equal to each other, meaning these two figures are not similar to each other. All I'm looking for are the same ratio. If I have them, they're similar. If I don't have them, they're not. The next example, I have two rectangular prisms. This time I'm given 3 different dimensions, so I need to match all of them up and see if they all simplify to the same thing. So if I match up these segments right there, 6 over 8 simplifies to 3/4. Again, that doesn't tell me anything in and of itself. I need to match up all the dimensions. So let's match up those dimensions right there, I guess, depth of these or whatever you want to call it. So 13.5 over 18. I can use a calculator to simplify that. If I divide it out, it's 0.75, which is 3/4. So that's a good sign. Two of the dimensions are the same, or two of the corresponding sides have the same scale factor, but it doesn't count for anything unless all of them are the same. So let's match up those remaining sides. And notice I'm being consistent in how I set these up, the smaller number on top, the bigger number on bottom. Once again, using a calculator, I see that that comes out to be 0.75 or 3/4. So my conclusion is yes, these two figures are similar to each other because they have the same ratio between all the dimensions. They asked me for the scale factor. Well, of course, that's just the ratio that we found. So the scale factor is 3/4. One figure is 3/4 the size of the other figure, but they are similar to each other.